again for such fabulous films, really. So, how about telling me what moment or event made you think this could be a film? You want to start? Dr. Franco, maybe, or whoever?
Dr. Franco.
Don't press the button. There you go. You're up.
All right. Hi, everyone. What made me think this would be a film? Well, first of all, I mean, Breakwater reached out to me with the idea that they had heard about my story and they wanted us to share it. I think the biggest thing for me is, I guess in a way, highlighting my story as the possibility for people here in the Coachella Valley and hopefully serving as a source of inspiration. Yeah, and more than anything, I think showcasing my family's story and how that shaped me and got me to where I was. But,
yeah. I'm Rachel Earnest. I'm a producer on Desert Hotspot with Breakwater Studios, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to AmDocs and to Teddy, and also to McDonald's for making this possible and providing delicious food, and our partners, you got me. But in terms of what made me think this would be a great story, well, I think I was very moved by Dr. Franco and her family, and the fact that something as simple as, McDonald's Wi-Fi could lead to this incredible trajectory. So I think I was very moved by something as small as that, being able to change lives.
Hello, my name is Fritz Bitsoie. I'm the director of Desert Hotspot. I think for me, like when I first came across the story and I met Alejandra and I met her family, it had me reflecting on my own experience as a young father and thinking about the kind of life we want for our children, what we want them to learn from us, what we hope for them to carry on, and just kind of like how much of our success depends on the support we have from others. And I felt like that was really prevalent in this story. And to also have an opportunity to do a film about the Coachella Valley, a place that's everyone kind of makes assumptions about, oh, it's a place of the festival. There's so many things that get spoken about this community in this area that I'm always excited to approach a story with a storyteller that can kind of make the audience feel like we're locals and can really get past that and go and explore under the layers and kind of get to know a story from a very intimate level. And that was something I was really excited to do with this project.
Hello. I did the film Abel. Thanks, AmDocs, for basically believing in the film. And it's really a big honor to be a part of all of these inspirational films. And that's not just some sort of hyperbole. This program was excellent. That being said, Abel, basically Abel told me a story about basically how we came to meet, and I had gotten to know him for 7 years, but I had never heard this story. And he basically said right after he lost his vision, he was at his therapist's office and he was suicidal. And so his therapist said, all right, if you're gonna do it, jump out that window right now, or go do something. And he was a professional photographer, fashion photographer, and he had a desire to go back and study documentary filmmaking because he had an early photojournalism, love as well. And I teach at DePaul University School of Cinematic Arts. and he had enrolled there. And so basically, I was teaching an experimental filmmaking class. I normally do experimental film, and I used that, a lot of techniques to tell the story through the photographs. Long story short, we were in class, and he would, I noticed for the first 2 classes, I would show films and he wouldn't look at the screens. And after the second class, I walked up to him and said, "Why don't you look at the screen when I show films?" And he told me I'm blind. I had no idea, his eyes actually work fine. It's just a synapse that's between his eyes and his brain that doesn't work. And long story short, from that point we became friends. And after that story, I said, "Would you let somebody tell the story of your life?" So that was it.
So most of the reason I thought it would be a good story to tell is because there are so many people far more extraordinary than I am, and I survived something incredibly difficult. And I know that if I can do something like that and still come out wanting to help people, so can every single extraordinary person here watching, so can every single extraordinary person in the world. If I can just inspire somebody to go out and help someone once and just be helpful to anybody, I think the world would be a better place. And if my story can help do that, then I've done something good and it makes me happy.
So what inspired me was honestly about 9 years of working in food service, and it wasn't just, I worked at Taco Bell with him for 3.5 years, and I know a plethora of people. I have so many stories to tell. Our film was actually supposed to have like 15 to 20 people who have been abused by the corporation they've worked for, and I think there's a lot of food service documentaries about how corporations cut shortcuts and serve unhealthy schlock to people, and I didn't see any documentaries out there about how employees are also mistreated by their employers. So this is about 9 years of resentment, thankfully funneled through someone who's a little more optimistic than I am, so I think it balances out. So that's what motivated me.
Very nice, very nice. Do you have any questions from the audience? You guys have questions? None? None yet?
What about some of the students here?
Yeah, what about some of the students? Yes, in the blue shirt.
For the doctor, with regards to access to the internet in the Coachella Valley, living here myself in the Coachella Valley, and for people down there that don't have access, but to the kids in the valley that do have access, how do you see to promote the kids to use the internet to their advantage and not their disadvantage?
How do you see young people in the valley to use the internet for their advantage and not their disadvantage? And I don't think we need to discuss what ways they might use it to their disadvantage.
That's a loaded question, because the internet has become a very interesting place. As you mentioned, internet, there's so many things. I mean, first thing that comes to mind is just the use of AI and all these different things like TikTok, and it's really easy to doom scroll and just, make the best use of internet. And I think my biggest piece of advice would be to take advantage, and not even just in the sense like take advantage and use it for only homework. I think that's kind of an unrealistic ask for young students, but I think understanding and hopefully seeing it across the documentary how difficult it is and how internet is not, I think internet is a privilege for many, and I think doing the most you can with it, whether it's, aspiring for higher education, job applications, whatever it is, but I think really not taking for granted that access, and I think using it in the best way. As I was mentioning, believe internet has no longer become just a venue for like entertainment, but it also is necessary to participate in society. So I guess really taking advantage of that and doing something with it, especially just I think across all these different short films, documentaries, how important like arts and just human creativity is and not being so reliant on the internet. So using that tool to, I guess, enhance rather than like replace in a way. Hopefully that answers the question.
Anybody else for response? Oh, question over there, yeah. Can you say it a little bit louder?
Did we enjoy making?
Yeah, did you enjoy making the film?
I mean, I loved it. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia now, so being able to be home, come back to the Coachella Valley and to spend time with my family and also an amazing team, and really having, I guess, in a way, capturing those moments with my family, being home, cooking. You saw different scenes. There was a lot of different stuff that didn't make it to the documentary, but I think really sharing and again, highlighting that, I guess, family unity and just community within my family and within the team. So I really enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else did as well.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. I really loved working on this documentary with Fritz and with Dr. Franco and with her family. Y'all were very welcoming to us and very open. Every time we would come over to the house and film, you know, we'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go grab lunch down the street, and then we're like, oh no, you will be eating with us today. And it was just wonderful. It was such a privilege to be welcomed into your home and to get the chance to tell your story.
Wait, I think I turned it off. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mirror everything Rachel said, and I sincerely believe that every project I get to work on should be treated as if it's a gift to the people that it's about. I think that's an incredible responsibility we hold as storytellers in the nonfiction world. The whole thing was a blast. There's always moments in which we're sharing a meal with Dr. Franco's family, who are incredibly gracious, and I'm always looking up from my plate thinking like, what crazy work am I in that I get to just that I'm in someone else's dining room sharing a meal, and I think that's a really special thing about this kind of work. At the very end of the film, that actually was a happy accident. We were really thankful that there was a lot of archive footage that we had access to, like photographs and home videos, and that we had digitized for the family. And so it was actually our last day of filming, and we weren't even planning on filming that day. But we returned the thumb drive, and the family sat down to watch the footage. And that big, large mirror in the back was actually really difficult for us to shoot around for the entirety of the shoot. But there was that really magical moment in which we thought, let's embrace the mirror, and maybe this can lead to a sequence in which we can come out of archival footage, but yet the last shot is what we're seeing on television, and we can zoom out and we see the whole family sitting into a complete portrait. So that's like the really fun part about making documentaries, is you can always make a plan, but in a way it's like, it always feels like the jazz music of filmmaking. I think you just kind of go with the flow.
I personally am just really proud of that I could help tell Abel's story. That's basically it. What's cool is his film, this film's going to be shown in the art museum where he fell in love with photography. So that'll be in a couple months. And what was really interesting about this process, which I didn't expect, that was the actual love. Besides celebrating Abel, was going through all of his archives. I was like looking at just at least 20,000 pictures. And so then from that, I kind of programmed my brain to almost like see like Abel. So I was able to see his life through his eyes, and I thought that was like really special. So.
filming of this, I absolutely had a blast. It got me out of my house. It helped me meet new people. It has been one of the most influential times of my life, and it just inspired me to see everyone else's story and to see how my life has affected people and just to have fun filming. It was an absolute blast, and thank you very much, everybody.
Did you have fun making the film?
Oh yeah, I had a blast. Honestly, being able to see him again. So I left after 3.5 years, Taco Bell, and he stayed there, so it was awesome to be able to reconnect. It was just awesome to be able to see him and to also work with his mother, who's also in the audience, Ginger. Did a fantastic job. Yeah, it was just a blast, and it meant the world to me. It fundamentally has just changed the way that I view filmmaking. So,
Any other questions? Yes?
Is the photographer Abel that you did with Fritz, is he still able to work as a photographer or a filmmaker with the help of an assistant, or is he still be able to work?
Hello. He's basically doing sculpture now. So he's in.
Yeah, it's just you and the mic.
Sweet.
He's got too many now.
All right. Hello. How about this one? Let's get this one working. All right.
Don't push the
It's like ice cream cones. All right. So he's doing sculpture, and is it working?
Yeah.
My bad. Don't mind me. So he's doing like these sculptures of like flowers. And so what he does is he does these like, it's very tactile, and he basically takes these flower sculptures and he leaves them just in random places or gives them out when basically people are generous and kind with him. So he's like trying to pay it forward essentially, and so he just makes them to give to people that are kind people. So that's what he's doing. So,
Thank you. I've got one last question. Yeah. Yes?
Okay. It's for Gabriel. I was wondering, in the film, you said something about like you're getting a license for like medical, like.
Here, I'm gonna give you this mic so they can.
Oh. Okay. Well, I said I was for Gabriel. In the film, you said something about like doing something for an EMT. What is your current job, and do you have something where you're helping people still?
I am currently out of work, unfortunately. I'm trying to go to work at Del Taco, funny enough. And
Del Taco's better.
they're so much better than Taco Bell. But I got the basic life support in hopes to do something like become an EMT. But the more I'm on my feet and the more I realize how difficult this is, it might be too tall of an ask for myself, because EMTs are amazing, great people, and they have to work many, especially in places like Utah, the schedule is like 24 hours on, 48 hours off, and I can't be in a job for 24 hours straight. It could cause damage to my stump and make it so I can't walk at all. So I'm looking into other medical fields, potentially like biomedical engineering, and doing something where I can just help people. And I know that that's what I want to do with my life. It's not an entire, I want to do this one thing. I just want to help people. And that's what's most important to me. As long as I'm doing something where I can make someone smile, I am living my best life.
Okay, I think we need to wrap it up, but just one last question. What is the most unexpected or remarkable thing somebody has said to you after they've seen the film? Start with you.
The most unexpected thing that I've heard after somebody saw the film was at Dog Utah, we had some guy be like, yo, what's it feel like? And I just didn't expect it from this kind of crowd after they heard my whole story, because I know it wasn't answered in the film, but it is a good question. It just feels like static, or like when you fall asleep on your arm and it's asleep. That's what missing a limb feels like. So it feels like it's there, just not, you know? It's crazy.
Abel. It basically, it actually came from Abel himself, who relayed to me that his wife, or his partner, cried, and good tears after she saw the film. And so that was like, I feel like, made me cry.
I think one of the most remarkable things I've heard was just something that we just kind of take for granted about just having free access to Wi-Fi, and how much of it is just used just to kill the time while you're in place, and finding the story in which there was an opportunity found and something so unremarkable. I think that was something that always stands out, and also about how the film, in the story itself, I tried to make it an American story. That's kind of why there's visuals of like driving in a car, because to me, I feel like the genre that makes an American film is like road movies, and it's one of my favorite genres. But the visual language of those kind of films was something I really wanted to utilize in this film, to show that it is an American story, and that was something that some people are kind of surprised to hear about when I talk about the story. But it's also something that that I'm always happy to share about it.
The feedback that just people can relate to it when they see it, that it resonates with them emotionally. I think that's always nice to hear.
For me, I think a lot of people that have known me but didn't really know my story would be like, I didn't know, and just be basically in shock that all the things that I've gone through in my life, and I guess it not showing in who I am. And for me, I think it is very rewarding to hear people receiving it really well. I got a hug earlier today. My parents got a hug from one of the AmDocs staff, and I think it's very beautiful to see that, especially for myself, that growing up, I saw a lot of the things that were in the documentary as I didn't want them to seem as excuses, and I don't want people to know these things about me, because I didn't want any like handovers, or like, oh well, you only made it this far because of that thing, which looking at it now as an adult, it's like, that's really silly. If anything, it really shows that a lot is possible despite challenges and obstacles. So I think it has been a very rewarding, a very beautiful gift, as Fritz was mentioning, to give to my family and to give to others, hopefully, and just, I think a lot of us are mentioning, just hopefully, at least if anyone, at least one person in the crowd are seeing it, is inspired. I think our job is well done, and yeah, we hope that it continues to inspire others, especially here in the Coachella Valley. I hope it does a good job at capturing, I think, the essence of, the stories that the Coachella Valley holds. So, yeah.
Well, thank you again for remarkable things, truly. Tell your friends, tell your families, AmDoc 2026. Let the word be spread. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hey you all, at 6:30, we have a music video contest, and Palm Springs High School's own Bella Sheehan is going to perform Claire de Lune before the videos, and it's all for free, so come back at 6:30. Bella's your friend, and she's right behind you.